Hello guys, I'm Ming. Some of you might know me as Kevin. So today I'm over at Isleworth and I've got a real test route for you today, guys. So this particular test route was used on one of my pupils about a month ago. So she was given this particular test route, and the time of her test I believe was 1:35, 1:25 in the afternoon, something like that. Can't remember the exact time, but anyway, I'm going to take you along the exact route she got on that particular day at Isleworth Test Centre. So I've just started the test route a couple of roads away from the test centre itself. So the test centre is on my left hand side. I'm just turning right at this mini roundabout. I've not started outside the test centre because it's usually very busy in there, and if I go in there it's going to interrupt the flow of the actual real driving tests. So that's why I've started a couple of roads down. So anyway, I'll be showing you the exact route she took on that particular day. Alright, so as you can see, this particular road is a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, so you've got to keep your speed down. It's fairly narrow, and usually there are plenty of parked cars down this particular road. As you can see up ahead, there are cars parked on the left and there are cars parked on the right hand side. So you might come across some crazy meeting traffic scenarios driving along this road, particularly if you have a big vehicle coming from the opposite direction. It's a bit of a tight squeeze sometimes, so you will have to slow down if you do come across these meeting traffic scenarios. Right, okay, so I'm turning left at this particular mini roundabout, so left at the mini roundabout. Right, so we're currently down Whitton Road. The 20-mile-an-hour speed limit continues down this road, and to be honest, if you're taking your test in Isleworth, most of the test roads, I would say, are probably about 80% of them are 20 mile an hour, so you're going to be driving at a fairly slow speed. Parked car on the left, checking my middle and my right mirrors before I drive around a parked vehicle, checking my middle and left before I go back to my normal driving position. There's quite a bend here, so I'll just be following the road around the bend. It's quite a long road, this one. It goes all the way down towards a mini roundabout, so when I get to the mini roundabout I'll be taking a left turn. It's reasonably wide, this road, but can appear to be quite narrow because you do have the parked cars on either side. So just be careful. You might come across some tricky meeting traffic scenarios along this road as well, because as you can see there's a bus stop on my right hand side, there's a bus stop on my left hand side, so occasionally you might come face to face with a bus coming from the opposite direction. Yeah, you've got to be disciplined with your speed, so just keep the speed at 20 mile an hour throughout the whole road. Don't be tempted to go any faster. That van in front of me is slowly pulling away, so he's probably going faster than 20 miles an hour. Probably not by much, but yeah, he is getting increasingly further and further away from me. Right, so I can see a van coming towards me now, so it's quite tight, this little section here, so just measuring the gap to make sure I can fit through there between the vehicle coming towards me and the curb on my left hand side. Just about got through there, but as you can see it was quite narrow, so do be careful. Like I said before, if you have a bigger vehicle like a bus coming the opposite direction, you do have to you know, breathe in a little bit, and hopefully the car does fit through. Okay, we're going to be turning left at this mini roundabout, so checking my middle and left mirrors, left signal on, slowing the car down, checking towards my right hand side. Just going to roll it into first gear because there is a grey Mercedes coming. Black Mercedes, sorry. He's turned into the road I've just come out from, so it's safe for me to carry on. Right, so we're now down Whitton. Checking my middle and right mirrors before I go out past this parked van. So this particular road, if you know the road guys, will take you towards a roundabout. So at the end of the road there is a big, well, fairly big roundabout. It's the one near Twickenham Tesco. So when we get to that particular roundabout, I'll be turning right and I'll be taking exit number 4. So that's the one going towards the rugby stadium. So the one just after Tesco's. And again, the speed limit is still 20 miles an hour. It's a really bumpy road, potholes everywhere, not the best surface to be driving on. Just checking my rear view mirror, there is a car driving fairly close behind me. I mean, they will do that because a lot of these drivers, once they've passed the driving test, they're probably not going to be wanting to stick to 20 miles an hour. So if you do look in your mirror and see someone really close behind you, try not to feel too pressurised to drive faster. Because yeah, you might end up failing your driving test if you do something like that. So checking my mirrors, middle and right, giving a right signal. The lane is very narrow here, so I'm just going to make sure I stay in my lane carefully. There is no one coming from my right hand side. Enter the roundabout, follow the right lane all the way around. Just about to go past exit 3, which is Tesco. Checking my middle and left mirrors, signal left and exit the roundabout safely. Okay, so on my right hand side, as you can see, is the big rugby stadium. Coming up to a set of traffic lights. So at the traffic lights I'll be turning right, so it'll be signposted towards Whitton and Hounslow, I believe. So Whitton and Hounslow. Just as I come round the bend, there's going to be a zebra crossing, so because I'm going at such a slow speed I can scan the area well in advance. You can see 2 people on the right hand side just about to cross the road. Plenty of time here. Check my mirrors before I slow down. Roll it back into first gear. Looking left and right. Doesn't appear to have any more pedestrians standing on either side. So yeah, we can safely carry on. And like I said before, we're following the signs now towards Whitton and Hounslow. And that's a right turn at the traffic lights. Just keeping my car close to the centre of the road so that I can direct it straight into the right lane. Checking middle and right mirrors. Right indicator on. So it is a crossroad junction here, guys. Usually quite busy as well. So the likelihood is you're going to have to stop in the middle of the junction and wait for a safe opportunity before you turn. At the moment there are 2 cars in front of me, so I can't really move forward until they've gone. The filter lights just come on, which means it's directing all traffic to turn right safely, which means that the traffic coming from the opposite direction, their traffic light should have turned red and it'll be safe for you to turn. Right, just on the other side of the rugby stadium now, still in the 20 zone, and we'll be following this road. It's called Whitton Road. It goes all the way up towards Whitton High Street. So yeah, it's quite a long section of road. Pretty much hassle-free really. It's reasonably wide. Sometimes it does look a bit narrow with the parked cars on either side. Usually not a problem when you've got a car coming the other side. Again, just be careful if you do have bigger vehicles coming towards you, such as large vans, lorries or buses. But other than that, it's a fairly straight road and pretty hassle-free. Okay, so there is a bus located in a bus stop. It's got its brake lights on. Now he's flicked on his right signal, so I'm just going to check my mirror and slow down a little bit. Just going to keep my car just left off the centre of the road so that the bus driver can see me approaching in his wing mirror. You can see that I'm slowing down and not looking to overtake, and that just gives him time to then safely move off himself. Right, so this little section of road here does get quite narrow, okay, so you've got the cars parked up on the curbs, on the left and the right, but again, it's only a major issue when you've got bigger vehicles coming towards you, such as buses. Right, this bus is pulling over, it's got its left signal on, there's a bus coming towards me, there's 3 other vehicles coming from the opposite direction, so I'm not able to go just yet. There's another 2 vehicles coming towards you, so I'm still not able to go just yet. And now there's a big lorry coming towards me, so it's still not safe to go. The bus driver is indicating to move off, so I guess I'll just follow the bus now. Just looking out for the pedestrians there as well, because where pedestrians, well, where they get off the bus, they might be looking to cross the road. So yeah, just watch out for anyone running out from in front of or behind the bus when they get off the bus. Right, so this van's just pulled out in front of me, causing me to slow down a little bit, which basically means if you do that, something like that on your driving test, you fail your driving test. So remember not to cause anyone to stop, swerve or slow down. Right, the bus is pulling up again at the bus stop, so I'm just keeping a safe distance behind the van in front. When the van decides to overtake, then I can see if it's safe for me to go as well. It is. Checking my middle and right mirrors, and off I go. Okay, so we're coming up to a roundabout. I'm going to be turning left at this particular roundabout, signposted Teddington. Checking middle and left mirrors, signal on. Right, there's a chap on my left hand side. He's walking towards the zebra crossing, so I'm just going to slow down and stop here and let this guy cross the road. So this particular roundabout is just on the end of Whitton High Street. What you're going to find is there's a zebra crossing on every single exit. So just be careful when you come off the roundabout, because you're going to have a zebra crossing. Make sure you don't go too fast and miss anyone who's waiting to cross the road. Alright, so this is the high street itself. Whitton High Street, Whitton Town Centre. It's very narrow, the parked cars on either side. It does make it quite difficult to drive down here, particularly when you've got the larger vehicles coming towards you. Some of the larger vehicles parked up on the left might not be parked properly as well, so you do find a lot of them sticking out in the road. Like this big lorry here, they will stick out a little bit. Look out for people's wing mirrors as well. Sometimes people don't fold their wing mirrors in and they do stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, so we've got a traffic light controlled pedestrian crossing here. Scanning left and right. No pedestrians, so they're unlikely to change because they only change when pedestrians press the button. But yeah, watch out, some pedestrians do press the button, realise it's actually safe across the road, and then the traffic lights might change, leaving the cars to have to stop, but no one to actually cross at the pedestrian crossing itself. Whitton train station here, so we've got zebra crossing just on top of the hill. Be careful here, look left and right carefully. Alright, there's no one there, we can safely carry on. Sometimes it's very hard to see the pedestrians as you're going up the hill, because there's a blind spot basically. Until you get to a certain point you won't be able to see the pedestrians properly unless they're really, really tall. Right, checking middle and right mirrors here. Moving out for these parked vans on the left hand side. Checking middle and left mirrors, just moving back over to my normal driving position. Keeping in between the white line, so the cycle lane on the left and the broken white line in the middle of the road. Again, we're continuing with this 20 mile an hour speed zone, and we'll be following this road all the way up towards the traffic lights. It's quite a wide road. I've not really known any cars to park on this road, to be honest. So it's going to seem really slow driving at 20 mile an hour on this particular road. When I'm checking my mirrors, there's no one behind me this time, so I'm not going to, you know, I shouldn't really feel pressurised from anyone close to me tailgating me to go faster. But yeah, you can feel a bit of pressure sometimes when you're trying to stick to the speed limit and you've got someone driving really close behind you. But like I said before, guys, try not to, you know, don't let them push you along and go faster. You're the one taking the driving test, you want to pass, so you don't want anyone to ruin that chance for you. Sticking to the left lane here, guys, because I'm going to be turning left at the traffic lights. The right lane actually goes straight on this occasion, and the left lane only turns left. Check my mirrors, signal left. Keeping the left lane as I go around the bend, because I'll be wanting to turn left at the roundabout signposted towards central London and Richmond. We're joining the A316 there, so the A316 onto the dual carriageway. Okay, once again, mirrors, middle and left. Signal on. The lights have gone red, so I'm just slowing the car down and coming to a stop at the traffic lights. Right, so when you've turned left, well, when the lights go green and you turn left onto the dual carriageway, the A316, the speed limit will increase to 40 miles an hour. Okay, so you're going to jump from 20 to 40, because we've not had any other different speed limit zones up until this point here. So obviously when you join a dual carriageway, the examiner is going to expect you to build up your speed efficiently and not be driving too slow. obviously if road traffic conditions allow you to do so. So for example, if it's raining or if there's a lot of traffic, you might not be able to necessarily drive fast or build up your speed too quickly. The traffic lights can take quite a long time to change here as well, so just be patient. This is the easy part of your driving test, where you're just sitting around doing nothing, waiting for lights to change. Use that time wisely to gather your thoughts. Right, the lights have changed. Off we go. Just sticking to the left lane as I come round the bend. Into second gear, looking well ahead. The road is perfectly clear. Foot down on the gas. Into third gear. Now we've hit 40 miles an hour. Right, so all you've got to do really, if the road is safe to drive at 40, drive at 40. Yeah, just hold that speed. Right, so this particular dual carriageway, like I said before, is the A316, and this section is in between Hospital Bridge Roundabout and Whitton Road Roundabout. So Whitton Road Roundabout is the next roundabout we're coming up to, and that's the one basically where the rugby stadium was. When we get to that particular roundabout, I'm going to be following the road ahead and taking this second exit, so straight on at the next roundabout. I mean, we've got a while to go before we get to that roundabout, but yeah, as long as there's no traffic on this road, we'll be there in no time. Yeah, there's been a lot of traffic coming down this road the last couple of days actually, because we've had tube strikes and rail strikes. So yeah, I've been trying to get to my lesson in the morning, just finding really heavy traffic. I guess everyone has to jump in their car and drive to work because there's just no trains or tubes running. A bit chaotic really in the morning. Right, okay, I can see the rugby stadium again, which means I'm getting fairly close to the roundabout. I can see the sign for the roundabout, the big green sign, Whitton Road Roundabout. And I'll be following the signs towards central London and Richmond. So basically that'll be going straight on, taking your second exit. To do so, at this particular roundabout from this direction, so if you're coming from Hospital Bridge Roundabout, you just need to stay in the left lane, so don't move into any other lane. So if you're going straight second exit, stay in the left lane to go straight. So usually when you arrive at the traffic lights by Whitton Road Roundabout, there will be a little bit of traffic. Mostly to do with the traffic lights taking a long time to change, and obviously being quite a busy area anyway, you're going to have a lot of cars. So yeah, just sit tight and wait for the traffic lights to change. I think I've probably been driving for probably about, say, I don't know, 17 minutes. So most of the test routes, well, the test routes are designed to last for about 35 to 40 minutes depending on the traffic conditions. So sometimes your test might be really quick. You might end up back at the test centre within half an hour. Sometimes if there's a lot of traffic on the roads, you're going to be out for about 40-45 minutes. Right, so like I said, I'll just be following the road ahead, taking the second exit here. So the lights have just gone red again, so I'll be stopping behind the stop line and just patiently waiting for the traffic lights to change before I carry on with the rest of the test route. Right, so these lights might take a little while to change, so I'm just going to sit here and wait. I might fast forward this part of the video, guys, so you're not just sitting around waiting for me to move off again. Right, okay, so just continuing down the A316. So when we get to the next roundabout, so the next roundabout is London Road roundabout. So at that particular roundabout, guys, I'll be turning left, following the sign towards Brentford and Isleworth. So this particular roundabout, it's not controlled by traffic lights. It's usually quite a fast-paced roundabout, so you will have to decide when it's safe to enter the roundabout. So left signal's on, just slowing the car down, plopping it into second gear initially. I can see one car coming from the right, so that's why I've gone back into first gear. Now it's safe to go, so off we go. Once you exit the roundabout, you've actually just entered a 20 zone, so we're actually back inside a 20 mile an hour speed zone here. Catches a lot of people out actually. Okay, so as soon as you exit that roundabout onto London Road, you're in a 20 mile an hour straight away until you go past this point right now. So now right now I'm back in a 30 zone, and that 30 sign was hidden behind a tree, so it's really hard to see there. So yeah, you've got to be looking out for those signs. At the traffic lights, so where the red traffic lights are, I'm going to be following the road ahead there, so straight on at those traffic lights. To do so, what I need to do is follow the right hand side lane, because the left lane only turns left, so I'll be in the right lane here to go straight on at these traffic lights. Just continuing with my journey down Twickenham Road. So in actual fact, this particular test route, in my opinion, isn't too difficult, although we have got some big roundabouts like Hospital Bridge roundabout and London Road roundabouts and Whitton Road roundabout. We haven't actually had to go right third exit at any of them. We've either gone straight or turned left. So yeah, I mean, it's not been too much of a difficult test route really, this one. Some of them are really tricky, so if you watch my I think it's my last two videos, so route number 2 and route number 3, those two test routes were pretty challenging because they do include those big roundabouts. I think one of them has a slip road as well, so the slip road coming off Apex Corner roundabout. But yeah, this particular test route, if I was a learner driver taking my tests, I don't think I would mind this one actually. Okay, so we'll be returning back to the test centre fairly shortly. So I've just got to turn left at the next set of traffic lights, and then I'll be down the road where the test centre is. So just checking my mirrors. Left signal on. Lights are still green at the moment, so it looks like it's safe for me to turn. Just watching that van driver there, making sure he doesn't turn and cut me up. Right, so now I'm back in the 20 zone now. Whitton Road, 20 mile an hour speed zone. Check my mirrors before I slow down. The van in front of me, well, he was indicating to turn. He's obviously decided to go straight on. Don't think he could have turned into that road. There was a massive lorry down there waiting to come back out. So probably in about 20-30 seconds I'll be driving past a road on the left hand side. It's called Fleming Way, and that's where the real test centre is located. I'll let you know as I get a little bit closer. So just going past Toyota here, Curry Motors. Yeah, so the next road coming up on the left hand side, that's Fleming Way, and that's where the Isleworth test centre is. I'm not going to go down there, like I said before, it's busy. Too many driving tests going on. So I'm going to go straight past Fleming Way. I'm going to turn right at this next mini roundabout. And then yeah guys, that'll be the end of the video. Let me just turn around this, get around this roundabout safely. Yeah, so that concludes the driving test route, which was given to my pupil like I said, a month ago. I think it was, a while ago now. I've only had time to do this test route because I've been too busy doing other stuff and recording a lot of stuff over at Chertsey Test Centre. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video guys, and if you have, please like the video, and yeah, perhaps consider subscribing. so it does help my channel grow, every subscriber I get, and it does you know, spur me on to create more content. Anyway, I'll stop rambling on and let you get on with your day. So yeah, cheers, see you later, bye for now, take care.